It's time to get down to business on TK Business Live, brought to you by the members of the Topeka Independent Business Association. Now, let's join Tara Dimmick, owner and publisher of TK Business Magazine, as we take a look into the business world of Topeka, Kansas.
Hi, and welcome to TK Business Live. We've got a great show coming up. We've got Judy Nickelson joining us with Circles of Greater Topeka, Jennifer Kirmse with Azura Credit Union, and Gabriel O'Shea to talk about Fast Forward. I have Judy Nickelson joining me. She is the coordinator of Circles of Greater Topeka. Welcome, Judy.
Hi, Tara.
And Judy's also a good friend. So I got a chance. I've been working with Heartland Healthy Neighborhoods. My gosh, I worked with them for a long time. But Judy came on the board with Heartland Healthy Neighborhoods a few years ago. And so I've really gotten a chance to get to know her and her passion for our community and her passion for poverty in our community and helping those that are impoverished. So, Judy, you really are not just the coordinator, you really saw Circles as something that was important to our community. So tell me, what is Circles?
Okay, so Circles is really the place where people can come to get the help and support that they need to get out and stay out of poverty. So it's really a kind of a very different way of looking at the poverty situation in Topeka.
So how does that work? Because it's when I hear you say that, it's kind of, and what I know about Circles, I always think of the whole teaching someone to fish rather than giving them the fish. So tell me a little bit about how Circles does that.
It is kind of like that. So potential circle leaders come to us, join a cohort group who attend an 8-week session that we call Getting Ahead. It's a curriculum, 18 sessions. And we investigate what poverty looks like personally and in the community. And we look at some of the things that keep people in poverty as well as things that help them to get out of poverty. And so the circle leaders start to make goals and plans on how that they can move ahead from where they are. After they have finished this 18-week program, we match them up with 2 mentors that we call allies. So our clients are circle leaders, and our mentors are allies. And then during this journey and all along, that the circle leaders and allies are supported by a larger group of community members that come together and help provide meals and childcare for every one of our meetings. And they also help to investigate jobs and educational opportunities and services that can help people get out of poverty.
So I'm going to come back to Circles, but why poverty for you? Why has this been something that you've been passionate about?
Well, I guess my whole interest in poverty came about through my interest in the AmeriCorps Vista program that I worked with at Washburn, and now I actually am on AmeriCorps Vista. Mm-hmm. So it's all about poverty alleviation and helping that cause.
So as you look at, like, what are the needs right now with Circles, there's a lot because it's a new program. So if somebody is listening and they hear this and they say, I want to learn more about it or I want to be a part of this, how do they become a part of Circles? How do we connect with you?
Well, one of the coolest things about Circles is not only do we help people get out of poverty, but we also help them to become advocates for other people who are in poverty. So one of the things that we do every 4th Tuesday, we have a community meeting. And we invite all the folks in the community who are interested in the poverty issues in Topeka. And what we are starting to do right now is to do a community assessment of specific factors that either can help people get out of poverty or hinder them from that. Some of those things are going to be public sector factors like transportation and other things like that. Housing, jobs and wages, education, health care, and access to health care. So those are just a few of the things that we will be looking at. During the Getting Ahead classes a few months ago, the circle leaders were tasked with doing this community assessment, and it became obvious very quickly that we just didn't have the manpower, the ability to do this assessment by ourselves, and so we decided that we wanted to invite the entire community to help with this. Uh-huh. So it's really exciting, and the circle leaders are the driving force behind this. So, what we hope to gain from this is to have some really good data that can help with advocacy in for issues that will change the way we deal with poverty in Topeka.
That's great. Well, I mean, poverty, and this is important to me because it's important to business as well.
Exactly.
And so there's a direct connection to me, and I go back to my sports days, and I was a big believer that you're only as good as your weakest player. And so we always had to make sure that we kept making our weakest player stronger. And when I think about poverty, I think, how do we help this issue? Because this issue is such a big issue. And in all honesty, it's one that's it's so easy to throw your arms up and be like, it's not my problem. It's not my issue. But
it really is. And for instance, the latest census figures show that in Shawnee County, there's over 16% of the entire population that live below federal poverty guidelines, and that includes almost 24% of children. So, and that federal poverty guidelines are not even close to a living wage. So, I figure that about every fourth person that you walk by on the street or in Walmart or in the grocery store is living in a poverty situation.
Right. That number, somebody was just talking about that number, and they were talking like a $9,000 to $11,000 annual salary is what we're talking about. Not like, they make $25,000 as a family. It's like $9,000-$10,000.
Well, the federal poverty guidelines for a family of four is actually $24,300. For a single person, it's less than $12,000. But actually, the typical expenses in Shawnee County for a family of four are closer to $45,000 to $55,000 a year. And to be able to if both parents are working in a two-parent, two-child family, those folks have to make at least $13.50 an hour to be able to afford to live out of the poverty.
Right.
Poverty is difficult and no fun.
It is. And you used, 16% are in poverty, 24 children, 24%. And then that's not even taking note of the 76% that are on free and reduced lunches.
Right.
So those numbers are they're as close as they can get. But when you've got 76% on free and reduced lunches, and some schools that are at 96%, I believe, there's some real need for our youth and for our families to be well taken care of. And that's what the Circles is really trying to hit on. Right.
We have a multi-generational approach, so we help with kids as well as adults. But I ran across a really interesting thing today that if every person in Shawnee County is struggling financially, which is about a third of the people in Shawnee County, if they only had $100 extra a year to spend of disposable income in Topeka, that would put over $5 million into our economy, which would make a huge, huge difference. Yeah. I mean, that would really support a lot of small businesses in Topeka if we could just bring our income base up a little bit.
Okay, so you've got a great event coming up, too. So let's talk about that. It's like literally right around the corner. So you keep your ears listening to this so that you know when and how to get tickets, because you need to do that right away.
Exactly. We have a really fun fundraising event that will be held on Sunday, October 9th. It's called A Taste of Italy. It will be authentic Italian food prepared by Luisa's Place, formerly of New City Cafe. So I'm really excited about the food. It's at the Governor's Row House, which is at 11th and Buchanan. The doors open at 5:30, dinner served at 6:30, and we should be out of there by 8:30. But in the meantime, there's a coffee bar courtesy of PTs. We'll have a complimentary wine bar. We have dinner music with violin and cello. There'll be raffles and games, and some of which will include wine. So we're not the drinking of it necessarily, but so I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Tickets are only $35 a piece. You can get them by going on our website, which is circlesofgreatertopeka.org.
Awesome. I'm excited about it. It's going to be a great event, and I'm looking forward to Luisa's food as well. I'm very excited to have some food, and of course BT's coffee. So that's a great sponsorship. Those two are wonderful. Not just good support, but yummy.
Right, and a couple of our other sponsors are Central Congregational Church, who have purchased the tickets for all of the circle leaders to attend, and then Clayton Financial Services as well. So
awesome.
Thank you to them.
Yeah. Okay. So give me the website again so they can go on there, and before they can go get the tickets. Can they also get all the information about circles at this website?
Right.
Okay.
It's circlesofgreatertopeka.org.
All right. Well, Judy, thank you so much. Thank you for what you're doing in the community as well.
Thanks, Tara.
My name is Ken Daniel, and the name of my company is Midway Wholesale.
What is TIBA? TIBA is advice and support. TIBA is information and education. TIBA is a voice for small business.
It's amazing the changes that we've gotten made in state law to the point where we had a list at one time and it's just about finished.
The Topeka Independent Business Association is strong because of its members. Become a member today by visiting topekatiba.org.
I have Jennifer Kirmse with me. She is Vice President of Business Development for Azura Credit Union. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hello, Tara.
It is great to have you on. And last time I talked with you, you were Educational Credit Union. It was before the merger.
Yeah.
I did get to talk with Greg Winkler there's already been a few months.
Yeah.
It's been several months for
it
you
has
guys,
been.
That was in March?
May 1st.
May. Wow. Okay. So let's talk about that a little bit. So Azura, where did that come from?
Well, as the name was being developed with the marketing team, they really felt that it was important to really have a story behind the name. So they really wanted to honor the history of Kansas and the credit unions that were merging together. So between the two credit unions, we have 140 years of service. And, we really wanted to pay homage to Kansas. And, with Kansas, we obviously think of the possibilities, opportunity, and, of course, community. And we also, when you think of Kansas, you think of the endless blue skies and the rolling open fields. So it's also known for its breathtaking views and awe-inspiring landscapes. So we took Azure, which means clear blue skies, and then Terra, which means land.
I know. That's why I know how to pronounce it so well.
Yeah.
Because it's got my name in it.
I know. Yeah. So Terra is kind of in the name.
I know.
So with the merger, we just kind of came up with Azura. We kind of, we knew we wanted to be unique. We wanted to be known for being a Kansas credit union, and just And
you've done a great job with it, with the colors of Azura as well, with your brand colors, because they really make you think of the beautiful blue sky, and it's a great color, and I see it everywhere now.
Yeah, good. Yeah, our marketing department does an amazing job.
They do, but there's even more to that, right? Because you guys have done some community impact work, which
That's
is
right.
Really, I find it unique and special, and it's something that started as you became Azura as well, and we're seeing it all over the place. So talk a little bit about what that is, the community impact.
Well, one of the things as we were going through the merger between Educational Quest, we called ourselves the transition team, and something that was really important to the transition team was to make sure that we had 4 pillars of understanding within our community. So that was education, quality of life and fundamental needs, health and wellness, and community revitalization. And through that kind of falls, our community impact card, where we donate funds for every debit card swipe to TARC, Topeka Rescue Mission. We also have been developing a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club through our funding of their tech room. I don't know if you've ever been over there, but it's an amazing site where the kids can go in there and go through financial literacy classes that are provided by Junior Achievement. So we went in there and rebranded that whole room, and it is really, really cool. It's got like a 70-inch flat screen smartboard in it, and it's got like lots of iPads in there.
That's awesome.
And then we've also been partnering with them on family engagement nights, where we go to Tecumseh North and we provide online web-based financial literacy training to the parents of all the Boys and Girls Clubs that attend both Tecumseh North and Tecumseh South Boys and Girls Clubs. And we know how important it is, financial literacy is, and we know what it can do to impact our community. So we're just trying to be that partner that can go above and beyond and provide those resources. And through that, kind of, we're talking, small business is incredibly important to Azura Credit Union. And, I was been brainstorming with TIBA, brainstorming with Chamber, and just trying to figure out what can we do to truly make an impact to small businesses. And I decided, what the heck, Matt Pavarnik, he's new to the community. I want to meet him. He seems like a great guy, seen him on TV, seen him in the paper, and called him up and made an appointment with him. We went and had a meeting. And from those meetings, we just kind of developed the Small Business Council. I know there's been, some talk about Chamber not always being quite as small business friendly. And as my time served with TIBA, that's kind of why TIBA was formed, was because there really wasn't a voice for small businesses within our community. And I really wanted to make sure that nothing was duplicated at the Chamber level. So we really wanted to make sure that we had some synergy between both organizations, between both TIBA and the Topeka Chamber. So that's really kind of where the Small Business Council developed. And I felt that it was a great opportunity for Azura Credit Union to step in and be able to say, what, let's partner with you guys. We're going to fund part of the fees for small businesses to be able to join TIBA. So if they join the Topeka Chamber, a small business joins the chamber, then they get a free membership as long as they have 5 employees or less to the TIBA. And if they have more than 5 employees, they'll still get $100 towards their membership with TIBA. So that's just part of the partnership with the Azura Credit Union.
Right, which is a really cool partnership because it really combines, it unites the work of the chamber, it unites the work of the Topeka Independent Business Association, and it does it through a partnership that Azura has created.
Right.
So, it's a healthy relationship that feels good from all sides. Nobody feels like there's anybody taking over or doing anything like that. It's just a partnership that, because of Azura putting in those dollars. I mean, let's be honest, it's dollars that you guys invested. And those dollars are making the difference of uniting and really opening a door up for small businesses to say, okay, I can be a part of both the Chamber and the Topeka Independent Business Association, and both are supporting small business.
Correct.
At least that's what I hope, right?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely. That's the goal.
That's what we see. So the other piece of this that I think is really important is, Matt is the new CEO over at Chamber and Go Topeka. He's really open to that small business and sees the value of what small businesses are for our community. And I agree. I think that was where TIBA was started, is that there was a missing voice there for small businesses to say, together, this is how we feel, because individually our voices just aren't loud enough because we got to go to work every day.
Right.
And we don't have an opportunity to really get involved as much as we'd like to. And so it's been a great partnership. And I mean, my own personal feelings about it, thank you so much for seeing that opportunity, and then, working with Azura and the staff and who needed to be involved to make sure that could happen.
Yeah, well, thank you. We're excited to get everything underway. We've just selected our nominating committee the last couple of weeks, and I'm happy to announce who that nominating committee is. Lonnie Williams with L&J Building Maintenance, he is actually going to be the chair of the Small Business Council. And then we also have Nick Exitis with Hazel Hill Chocolate. We also have Julie Swift with Topeka Periodontics, Kathleen Urban with Urban Law Office, Brady Robb with the Robb Company, and then also Keith Richards with Meridian Roofing Solutions. They're all strong leaders within our community and all small business owners. And that's one of the things that's important, will be important for the Small Business Council, is that they have to be a small business owner and they have to have 25 employees or less in order to be on this council. So we're excited to be able to collaborate. We're going to be working on getting some bylaws drafted, taking a look at Chamber's bylaws and looking at some bylaws of some similar organizations, just to make sure that our mission, vision, and values are in alliance with what's important to small businesses in general.
That's awesome. How many people will serve on the council?
We will seat up to 30. We haven't made that decision. I feel like it's not Lonnie's and I's decision or even the Chamber's decision to be able to make. I really want it to be a nominating committee decision. And that's why we really haven't been, a lot of people have been calling the Chamber going, what's it going to be all about and this and that. And I know Ashley's just kind of like, well, I really can't answer that because it's going to be the committee's decision to decide who they are and what they want to be known for within the business community and the community in general. So we really want it to be committee-led and not just, a puppet master. So
right. Well, and another really unique thing about the council that I'm excited to see is that you're only bringing one person in from each industry.
That is correct. Once we get one person in from each industry, then that kind of locks out that industry.
Yeah, and I'll be curious to see how that role, how they then go out to that industry and help that industry grow, how they look at it. It'll be an exciting time. I think that you guys have done this right, and you're willing to keep learning, which is one of those things that's really awesome to see that. So, okay, good stuff. Okay, so then let's round this out. Talk to me about what Azura can do for businesses. Yeah,
we can do everything from commercial real estate to lines of credit, commercial credit cards. We've got a great rate on our commercial credit cards. It's a non-variable at 9.99% annual percentage rate. And then we also can do commercial trucks. We can do 100% financing on those. We can do deposit accounts that are virtually, as long as it's not that it can benefit the business. We have online banking, mobile deposit for small businesses as well. And we also have an interface with QuickBooks where if they have QuickBooks, we can automatically sync your account with QuickBooks, so you don't have to do any duplication of transactions. So it's a really cool product.
That's great. Well, Jennifer, it has been fabulous talking to you. Have I missed anything?
I don't believe so. There's lots going on. I think our biggest thing is we just want to make sure that we're here to support our community, and community is what we're all about, because that's what our membership is, and we're not for profit. And, our board of directors are all volunteers from our community, and we just look forward to serving our community and going above and beyond and really being that pillar of strength that people can rely on.
So let me ask just a couple follow-up questions on how people can get more information. So how can they get more information on the Small Business Council?
Yeah, they can go to topekachamber.org. I believe applications will be ending early October, and then once that is done, we'll be meeting to make some decisions on who's going to sit on that board.
Okay, great. How about, TIBA?
Yeah, topekatiba.org to get any information on joining TIBA. We're always looking for members. We're actually currently have created our nominating committee for the board of directors for TIBA as well. So if you're interested, if you are an existing TIBA member and are interested in serving on that board as well, check us out at topekatiba.org. And then if you're interested in business services with Azura Credit Union, we are here to help you succeed. We're here to provide tools and resources to watch your business grow. And you can check us out at azuracu.com.
Awesome. Jennifer, thanks so much for joining me.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
I have Gabriel O'Shea joining me. He is the executive director of Fast Forward, which is a program out of the Greater Topeka Chamber of Commerce. Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you. Okay, so Gabriel, you've been with the Fast Forward group for
a little over 5 months. Started about mid-May.
Awesome.
So, it's a very exciting time. I'm really excited about all the changes and plans we have going forward.
Yeah, good stuff is happening. So tell me a little bit, what is Fast Forward?
Fast Forward, our mission is to attract and retain young talent to the Greater Topeka area while developing the next generation of leaders. So what a young professional, what I consider, is 18 to 40. And our whole goal is
still a young professional.
Yes, she is.
I get a couple more.
And everything we want to do, we want to just have events, have leadership talks, and really just get engaged with young people, get them involved in the community, and with that, they'll be more likely to stay in the Topeka area and just show them all the great assets we have here in Topeka.
That's great. So why would a business, what is a business's investment or interest in making sure that their employees who might be in that age group, 18 to 40, to be a part of a group like this?
Yeah, that's a great question. So times are kind of changing with the generation that's coming up now that I'm a part of. We're a lot different. One thing is we don't look for a place to work when we graduate college. We look for a place to live. We would rather go to a place and live and then find a job or just not have a job rather than pick a job and then move to that city because of that job. So quality of life is such an important criteria nowadays. And with that is you need to engage your young people. Young people are more likely, they're not going to stay on the job for 40, 50 years. They're going to jump around, and you need to keep them engaged and involved. And our organization, we really want to connect them and attract and retain our whole mission. So we want to have events and really get them involved with other young people. And that will, in return, get more bought into the community and be better employees with their employers.
That's a great answer. It's a hard answer for some business owners to swallow, too. I mean, it's hard to justify that idea of, okay, so you're moving to a place and then you're going to find a job. But I mean, I've heard it over and over and over again. Somebody was just telling me a couple weeks ago that their daughter and son-in-law moved to some city because that's where they wanted to live, and they don't even have jobs.
Oh, yeah.
And she was just baffled at that concept. And yet she's, we talked to her a few months later and she's like, well, they got jobs and they're happy and they're exactly where they want to be. So I guess it all worked. Mm-hmm. So that process is it's a big change, but it's something that employers need to be aware of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we need to be on the forefront of it moving forward to make sure that we keep a thriving and growing community.
That's great. That's great. So this group has been around for a long time. I think, isn't it Fast Forward one of the longest young professionals organizations?
Yes, we were founded, I believe, in 1998 is when Fast Forward, the young professional organization, was founded in Topeka.
And across the nation, we're one of the first, aren't we one of the oldest?
I believe we are. I'm not 100% sure on that, though. Yeah. But I think we've been around for a very long time.
A very long time. So it's been really good stuff. But we've been Fast Forward the whole time, right?
Yes.
It's been underneath that name. So there's a lot of new things that are happening. And tell me about this Forge Fest. What's going on with Forge Fest?
So Friday, October 21st, we are going to be hosting a concert festival. It's named Forge Fest, and it's going to be downtown Topeka between 8th and 10th on Jackson Street. So the stage is going to be set up at 9th and Jackson, and we're going to have we're going to have 3 bands, fabulous, very talented musicians and bands are going to play. First is Gabriel Watson. He is actually local. He just got back from Spain, so he actually went over and toured over in Europe, and he's coming back. He's going to be the opening act. We also have a band, Toughies, a couple of local people. And there's 4 in the group, and they just very unique, fantastic style of music. And then our headliner is Ombre. Ombre, they are out of Kansas City, and they actually played at Beach Beach Buzz Fest, which is in Kansas City. It's a very big concert, and they're really exploding on the national scene. So it's a very exciting concert. This is going to be a free event, and the whole point of this is we have a big announcement coming up, and it's just really to celebrate that big announcement and kind of to just have a fun event in Topeka and just bring the community together to celebrate this.
Well, so what businesses are supporting you? What are you seeing within the community?
Yeah, so we actually have 6 benefactors, and these are our main sponsors, and those 6 are Bartlett & West, Capital Federal, Advisors Excel, Westar Energy, Federal Home Loan Bank, and Washburn University. All 6 of those organizations and companies stepped up to the plate. They said they get how important it is to attract and retain young talent, and they were like, we want to be sponsorships. They made a very big investment to really make this a reality, what we want to do going forward. So they're going to be our 6 main benefactors. And with this announcement we have coming up the week of October 21st, that Friday, that week, we're going to have a big announcement. We're going to reveal what our big kind of moving forward, our plan is, our vision, and what our kind of goals coming up here in the future. So it's a very exciting time to be in Topeka for anyone, especially a young professional, because we are such a changing community as we speak. Downtown, if you walk down there, the pocket parks, the businesses coming in, and that's just the start of things. Here in the next couple of years, there's going to be so much more things coming in, things to do here.
That's great. That's great. And it's a great place to raise a family. And so that group has all those youth, and we have wonderful high schools and wonderful schools for them to go to. And so it's kind of this, we want people to come back. We want them to choose Topeka. And this is a great organization to help retain those people and attract new people. Okay, so I have one more question. How's the new job been?
I love it. I am surrounded by a absolutely amazing leadership team. These are volunteers throughout the whole community. They're young professionals. We have 26 on our leadership team, and they've just been phenomenal. They've just very dedicated. I mean, they have full-time jobs. They have families. They have kids, and they've taken time out to meet once a month for our leadership team meetings. They come to subcommittee meetings on the side, and they are just so energetic and so enthusiastic about the possibility and what we're creating here in Topeka, and I just want to just thank them. So it's been very easy on my part with having surrounded myself with such talented, dedicated, amazing individuals that are just passionate about it. So I've loved my job. This is the job that I went for, I want it, and I'm just very blessed to be in this role. And I love Topeka, and I see the potential we have here, and I want to help create that to what we can have in this community and what the future of Topeka looks like. It's a bright future. I'm excited to be a part of it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so now how can someone both get more? I want 2 things. How can they get more information about Fast Forward, and how can they get more information about Forge Fest?
Great question. So Forge Fest, go to our Facebook page, which is Fast Forward is our page, Fast Forward Topeka, and we'll have all of the information about Forge Fest. If you don't get involved, shoot me an email. My email is goshay@greatertopeka.org. That's GOSHEA@greatertopeka.org. And I can sign you up. But the announcement coming up here the week of October 21st is going to be the big announcement. That would make it a lot easier to sign up and be a lot smoother process. But in the meantime, if you're interested right away.
Website's coming or something.
Possibly. We'll wait and see on that.
So I want to have you back on after the big announcement so that we can share with everyone, what all is changing and what the excitement is, because it sounds like there's a lot of great stuff going on.
I would love to be back, yes. And thank you for the time. Really appreciate it, Tara.
Right. So if you haven't checked it out, you go to Facebook and go to the Fast Forward Topeka page, and then there's also a Forge Fest. So if you just write Forge Fest, FORGEFEST, and it brings all of the information. I was actually just on it. That's what made me think about it. And you can make sure that you're getting the notification that you're going to go. And I've got Gabe Stillhan here, so I'm going to ask him, how about families for this event? Is this family friendly? Is it who should be at this event?
Anyone and everyone. We want this to be a community event, and we want families to come out, kids. We're going to have food trucks. We're going to have vendors
That's
come
all you
out.
To say to me. Food
trucks. Yeah, food trucks. We're going to have beer gardens, so there will be alcohol beverages. But we just don't want this to keep this to young professionals. We want our whole community to come out here. Just a great event, celebrate Topeka, and just listen to these amazing musicians and bands play, and just enjoy a great, beautiful evening this fall.
That's awesome. Gabriel, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Tara.
That's Gabriel O'Shea with the Fast Forward organization out of Greater Topeka Chamber of Commerce. He's the executive director over there. Thanks so much to my guests for joining me. Judy Nickelson with Circles of Greater Topeka, Jennifer Kirmse with Azura Credit Union, and Gabriel O'Shea with Fast Forward of Greater Topeka Chamber of Commerce. Thanks so much for joining me, and have a fabulous afternoon.
Thanks for joining Tara and her guests on TK Business Live. Join us again next Sunday at 11:30 to hear more from our community business leaders, entrepreneurs, and people making a difference in the landscape of how business is progressively moving forward in Topeka. TK Business Live is brought to you by the members of the Topeka Independent Business Association.